Okay, recording. Um, so I want to go over trade ideas for today. What I saw, why I took the trades, and try to find some paper trade, while I go over this and stuff. Maybe if we see a sharp decline here down to VWAP, maybe break VWAP, I'll try to look for a short, depending on the setup. Don't really try to overcomplicate it on futures. It's I guess it's like just the complete opposite when I'm option trading, but for some reason futures I just like keep it rather simple. So what did what did what trades I took? I didn't take. These are paper trades. So paper trades were all I just like figure out the strategy and whatever. Mata Holdings terrible. Did absolutely terrible. What happened here? I don't ever use options flow, but I guess I decided to use it for some reason today, right? Thinking like my thought process is maybe I can catch the best stock. I can catch the best stock on the flow, on the options flow. I can catch big orders for a certain stock for a sector and try to just play a continuation or whatnot. So tried that today. Saw healthcare doing relatively well. I don't know how it ended up, so I'm gonna check that out over here. But so what's it called? Koifin. We'll check that out. Anyways, so yeah, I took that trade. It's one of the trades I took. Come over here to CCI Crown Castle. Also, again, what I've noticed is that the continuation play really just doesn't, unless you're getting in like right at opening, continuation is just kind of tricky. I mean, hey, from 95.13 to 96.02, not bad. A dollar. If you got an option, right? You sell. Hey, it's not bad. Not bad, but when I know that you could potentially benefit more from the contract if you were to enter earlier, you got from entering earlier, then right, kind of makes me think like, what could I do? What could I do to potentially put myself in a position to get the best out of that contract? But then again, I think my logic there is flawed, right? Um, because I mean, do you guys think it's better to react off of what's happening and benefit a small portion from it? Or do you think trying to uh trying to predict and benefiting the most is better? So, I mean, when I like speak it, obviously we both know what the answer is, right? But uh, so CCI, Meta Holdings, and I think it's Bunch Global. Right, I don't know what sectors these are. It's either healthcare or consumer. That's what I played today. But look, I'm glad that on days like this, at least the stock isn't just completely my stock picks aren't completely just crashing with the market, right? CCI, I guess you could say CCI was it's not that bad, right? I think it held its I think it was like it held, right, for the day, even though I mean lost all its gains. Except, of course, obviously, Meta Holdings just with the market this is what we saw with the market. Um, and then trade I took yesterday. Trade I was looking at yesterday actually did fairly well. Merck and Co. right? I forgot to go over this yesterday. I didn't post a video yesterday, but right, uh, here. So I'm not a I don't hold trades. Right? That's not me. I don't like to hold trades. Maybe I should, but I just don't know how to hold a trade, right? So from 90, what was that 90.88? So from 90.88, that's where I entered. This is my take profit. Stop loss on here, right? It would have hit take profit had I held over there throughout the night and still didn't hit TP. But I mean stop loss, hit TP. But so yeah, but I honestly would have got stumped out. Like I said, finding that maybe my strategy is like it's all right, but probably shouldn't expect to be making those crazy moves, right? Because I'm not entering right at opening. I usually wait until like 6:45 once I turn Robinhood, right? It's flawed. I know I gotta change that at some point. Maybe something like Lightning or Lightspeed, that broker. I don't know what it's called. That looks good. So I just need to be able to I need to be able to make the most, right, of the order speeds, getting in and out of an order. Option trading on Robinhood is just so difficult. I don't know why. I just like do that to myself. I shoot myself in the foot trading with them, but it's easy. Everybody started to say. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. It's pretty bad. What did the PC ratio look like today? If we take a look at the PC ratio, see if I can get this out of the way. Shoot, it's over here. I could take it over here. So we take a look at the PC ratio. I think it was pretty high, if I am not mistaken. I think we were in a range where probably would have so 655 benefited the most from puts. Come look at SPY around 645. I'm right here, look around tapped into the zone around 650. I probably would have taken a short here, right? Probably would have taken a short. Would have benefited. I like to take shorts. It's simpler, really. I like to take shorts when we're up in this range. I like to take longs when we're down here in this range. So currently we're up here. Who knows where we're gonna open up tomorrow? Are we seeing potentially a triple top down to the downside here? Who knows? Right? Bam, 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 downside. But yeah, PC definitely helps me out a lot. Koyfin today, XLV, XLU. XLU really performed well today. Put itself up there second. XLK still down here. XLE energy is getting beaten down. I actually thought about taking an XLE entry, looking for a stock, right? I actually made this presentation. I was starting to make it. Maybe we might have bottomed here. Who knows? But pull up Google Slides because uh, I actually thought about taking an entry there on some sort of XLE stock. I think it was here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so this is yesterday, right? This is February 28th, and March 28th contracts, right? So too many people betting on the downside. I think I think we might have like one more liquidation, but definitely XLE sector here. Looking for a long. It's not a bad idea, right? I mean, market makers have to rebalance this somehow. So, especially when we have uh this really large put wall here at 80, currently at 89. We might see uh who knows, maybe even 85, right? But gonna look to take a position on XLE. Right now, what does it seem like? Is it an economic like sort of like approach to investing right now? Is it market sentiment? I think it's market, so it's just like a macro. It's a macro trading sort of type of investing and market sentiment, right? For those who don't know about just like everything currently going on, who don't have that maybe deeper sense of like, what's going on. It's really just sentiment. So I think that's really just controlling the market right now. It's really just fundamentals, really anything is just kind of being thrown out. I think technical analysis as well, but I could be wrong, right? Might find a trade for tomorrow, but been having some pretty bad luck recently. I do find myself switching, jumping from strategy to strategy. I do want to keep this current one that I have, and what do I notice from it? Uh, I like it, right? I don't think it's too bad. I find myself entering in on strength, so I should probably learn to just capitalize off of these little moves here, right? Not really um, asking for too much. If I'm not gonna jump in at opening, which I used to do, right? Used to jump in right at opening. Just wait for the dip by the dip and enter. But I used to find myself getting burned a lot that way. Um, I've been trading for like what? I think it's been like I started in May, 2 months away, so like 10 months now. Not profitable. Still getting my ass handed to me, but just practicing, every day, day by day. Mhm. I've done everything from like technical to seasonal to I want to get more into macro, right? Understanding the market at a deeper sense, right? And trying to figure out just trying to correctly maneuver myself into certain sectors at the right time. While what I also want to learn how to do is like how to just to gain the ability to have enough confidence to just stay in a certain sector instead of jumping around sector to sector, trying to look for a trade every day, right? Finding that one stock that, okay, like, hey, this is that stock, it's a good stock, and just hold it. But not really much of a holder. But it's not really because I That's not me. It's just I've never really learned that strategy. So never really learned it. Never really saw any success in it myself. So I saw a little bit more success in day trading, and that doesn't mean to say I'm profitable, but I saw more success. So it's just what I've been doing. Um, so it's just here and Q right now doing fairly well. The long bounce off of I think if I'm not mistaken, it's 200 EMA, and this is yeah, 200 EMA, 9 EMA, and and a VWAP. So doing fairly well right now. See what's leading. Let's see what's looking strong here on as far as sector wise. XLP still leading the way, 3.34% change and increase in a market where everything else is nothing. XLV as well. So let's go take a look at XLV. Of course, I just happened to pick the worst stock out of XLV, right? Just happens. What I need to figure out though is like what what makes a different pick better over my pick, right? What happened with CVS? Was there news behind CVS? How do I find the stock in the morning as well? Um, what did CVS perform? Come and take a look over here. CVS at 63, an increase from 60. So, okay, actually, we're gonna take a look at Bax. Bax, right? Bax. It's the best. Okay, so let's take a look at Baxter Intel. What type of stock is this, by the way? This is so it's really we were come take a look at Coifin. So we were prioritizing small cap stocks today. That really was happening. So small cap, mid cap, and large. Wow. Okay. So that's different. Value momentum, small cap, 0.60% increase today. Small cap, low volatility, high dividend yield. Was there any way I could have seen that today? Right? Small cap momentum, small cap here. Low volatility. Small cap though. It's interesting. It had its time to shine today. So look at the comments, see what people say here. Baxter, 35.7, roll the bones. Let's see if there's any guy who Thursday earnings. So there's earnings. That's uh that's a big reason why something like Baxter, right? Baxter, Baxter earnings, small cap, defensive at a time like in a market like this, like the it's just like a whole bunch of like things, you could be looking out for. Like these are positive stacking up on top of each other. Um, see what the indicator's looking like. Just like to look at the historical value. See if I can find that. The historical value. See if we're overpaying for these contracts. Is that not here? Thought I had it here. I could be wrong, but I thought that Webull had this option. I could be wrong, I guess. HVIV. Okay, there we go. So what did this look like today? The time to have invested into something like this was a few days ago, right? Up here we're overpaying for contracts, but hey, um, overprice doesn't always mean it's a bad trade, but this is the stuff I have to look out for, you know? I have to start looking ahead, right? Like days ahead, couple of days ahead to really benefit the most from instead of looking maybe just one day ahead, maybe start to look out like maybe Friday begin to look for Thursday, Friday begin to look for next week trades to, maybe position myself like I could have year, right? The implied volatility was low, historical volatility was high, could have benefited off of this. Um, on the right, this was last week. I think Friday close. You could have, um, you could have bought a contract for relatively cheap in a down market and really benefited off of this. So, I guess for tomorrow, I'll be looking for small cap, large cap, mid cap. No trade here. Nothing is developed. I find that I'm like a lot more patient when it comes to placing trades on futures. Doesn't mean they're good trades, but than I am on when it like trading options. Pretty bad at um, being patient with options. So let's see. While we wait for this to develop, see if I can find a trade idea for tomorrow or watch for something to develop. Oh, there we go. So just gonna leave this here. I'm looking for shorts. I'm looking for a potential break. Um, I'm looking for a strong dip, like strong, and I want to see it break past. So look, can it see something develop here? I like the potential risk to reward here. Oh, I'll take a small trade here, and I have this set up already. See if I can find it. So what I'll sell here. I like this trade setup here. I'll explain why. I want to see it come down to test VWAP. So far it's done well. It was a strong. No, I didn't even get filled, bro. I'm not gonna chase. Oh my God, it's gonna fill me. Oh, don't. Okay, well, it failed me. I think. Anyways, while that's going on, actually, trade doesn't look so good once I got that fill, but whatever, I'll see in the trade. 105, 180. Um, this break of structure or this break here is relatively strong. I want to see a continuation. Um, any sort of, I think what some traders get wrong is thinking that once you push a trade, like the trade will, the trade is just, the trade is just, it's supposed to go your way, right? Like, sure, you see the setup, but what I think sometimes we fail to realize is that like it can go against us, and it usually does go against us. It's sort of like poker, right? I never played poker, but I've heard a lot of people talk about the sort of aspect behind poker, where a hand as soon as it develops, as like it continues to develop, it sort of changes the risk to reward ratio. And so, uh, I mean, if it's the way I think it is, and I think like trading is relatively the same, right? Uh, it looked well, right? The break here, that looked well, but as soon as I saw this here, kind of got a little iffy. It's probably a continuation. Gonna lower this down a little bit just because I don't like the thought of risking, and even if it did go my way, I don't like the thought of risking as much, even half, when the the risk to reward just kind of flipped on me, right? I like the thought of entering the trade over here up here, relatively close to up here, where my stop would have probably been right here, and my um where I had more of a, yeah, let me try to explain by just throwing this down. This was I mean, this is probably a better trade, right? Something like this. And sure, if it had just flipped on me, then it's fine. Would have taken a small loss, but entering down here and now having all of this to risk just doesn't really, I don't really ever like that. So whatever, I got a bad fill. Just kind of want to go over a trade, right? It's futures, it's different from options, but it's kind of my thought process and how I really do things. So, anyways, RIG chart, Koifin. What was leading? What did good? Where could I look for a trade? Uh, Koifin. Come and take a look. My dashboards. Okay. Let's start off on the RIG chart. So we'll begin, look at sectors, S&P, what is leading right now, what did good, what is continuing to do good. We have XLRE. I want to get down to like the actual numbers, right? This is sort of like a visual, but I want to see XLV, XLU is really what I want to see. I want to see this, right? First, second, third. So XLV, XLU, and XLI. I'm going to try to maybe look for a continuation. I know a lot of XLV dipped off in the morning. So maybe that, I mean, not in the morning, later on in the day. So does that mean that the buy the dip tomorrow or the buy off of market open could potentially be a good idea? So XLB, so XLV, XLU. We're going to narrow it down to those two. Check out XLV. XLV, what is leading? Where can we begin to look for trades, right? ILMN, ILMN. Let's take a look at that because that's yeah, you see. Had I entered somewhere down here, it's fine if it's my stop loss. The um the odds just were completely flipped on me as soon as this bar finally started to develop. So this is what I'm talking about, right? Like I guess reversals never really are the best decisions, you know? I used to play reversals a lot, but find it kind of difficult. Um, I like to go through what I'm doing right now and to find something that's showing strength and continue. So ILMN, I mean, if we look down here, it has a relatively low, I guess you could say it's relatively low. No, it's kind of high. Had the historic volatility have been a little bit higher, I would have liked the idea, but I mean, it's not looking too bad, right? ILMN. I'll look for a continuation here. I'm gonna go through with this trade idea, right? I'm gonna go through with it and leave it. Maybe like a long position. Probably target like this high up here. Something like that, right? I like ILMN. XLV sector is looking relatively strong. It's improving. The ILMN. So usually like the bigger out it is, the more strength it has. So that's why I like the idea of ILMN there. So XLV looks good. And see if this thing doesn't bug out. XLU. That's what was leading, right? XLU. Sure, XLU. Starting to lead. Industrials. What is it about the industrials? SRE. Let's go take a look at SRE. Sempra Energy. Leading today. 7%. No way. Am I looking at the right thing here? What is this? 7%? How does that make sense? Oh, you know what? SRE. That's it. SREA. Oh, there's two. Wow. This is crazy. 89 down to, oh God, 65. So what do we think? You think this is looking like a good trade? Is developing up, uh, developing well? What's the reason for this sell-off? Wow, this is having a bit of recovery. Short shit. I always like these. FYI, recent 7 billion infrastructure bill hydrogen. Wrong. Okay, this is something else completely. Um, so no one really goes over what what's up with this, but I need to call mixed outlook with long-term optimism. Perhaps this is a good by the dip. Maybe this is I can see a continuation here, right? 71. We saw from 64 up to 72. Maybe you look for a continuation here, right? I guess I'm just doing this for the heck of it. There's no real uh I don't know. I like to look through everything in the morning, try to see what's leading with strength. Just stepped up until what time? And take a position, right, at opening, somewhere around opening. But I'm never patient enough. 8 o'clock, you begun to see a increase in price. Maybe this thing can hold VWAP and continue on. I'd probably look at this tomorrow in the morning. Unless we get a triple top. One, two, another triple top at opening, dip. It's a possibility. But yeah, maybe I'll go through this tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to take a trade, right? While I'm live and see if I can find something good. Even if it's like $1. Can't complain over $1, right? It's not bad. This is my video for the day. I found some stuff. Uh, couldn't find any trades. I lost $85. Just paper trading, but still sucks. Continuation, right? I think SPY long looks good. This is a good setup, right? I think this is a good setup. Unless we get like a triple top. I think triple top, bam, bam, at opening, bam, downside, middle of the day. Here, try to, I'm gonna try something out. Here, I usually do this, but I, I'm somewhat like, let's take a look over these things here. It's kind of like stuff that I used to do. Uh, this is a trade idea for Apple that I had quite a while ago. So here's the current chart. Right? This is the current chart for Apple. This is my predictions, right? This is my predictions, open interest, seasonal data, market momentum, big sector. Damn, I don't have a picture of it, but so if we take a look at Apple this day, right? It was on 12/17. And then we come over here and we take a look at Apple on 12/17. Right? I need you guys to take a look at this here, 12/17. Wait, what was 12/17? Oh, don't 12/17's over here. So 16 was the 10th, the 11th, going into 11th. So yeah, this was it, right? This is the day prior. Um, I kind of indicated that we're going to see an increase in price, and then we're going to drop down to this 246 level and bottom out, and we came down to 246. Oh yeah. So I've done this a couple times. Feels good when technicals kind of lead the market. Um, but sometimes you try to play technicals and you just get demolished. Um, Google, trade idea for Google. So this is everything that I saw. This is me explaining why I took the trade. These are my ideas, right? And let's go take a look at Google this day. What day was this? Dang, we can't even see what day it was. Expiration date 11/29. So 11/29. Google. I miss these times. I miss when um technicals just led the market. So what did I say? 11/29. 163. So we're going into 163. That was this day. No, that was this day here, right? So uh bear trap, get as many people stuck, playing the downside before ripping, which is what we saw. We saw a um towards the downside. It didn't even dip down. I guess it dipped down like from 166 down to 164 before just ripping or ripped up to 168 and it just continued to the upside. I don't really do this. Maybe it'd be good to start doing this again. But see, that's the thing. I can't just keep continuing to change my trade ideas and the way I take trades because of my, I guess my results get skewed, right? Gotta stick to one thing and one thing only. Anyways, that's it for today.